Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to episode 2 of the Empty Betters Overtime Report. I'm Jackson Gross, joined alongside my two very handsome co-hosts, Nick Manella and Harrison Schultz. How we doing, boys?
Doing well. I didn't think I was going to get that this early in the morning following a Friday night, but I'll take it.
Yeah, you're tooting my horn a little too hard here, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
Hey, gotta rub in good with the bosses. So
There we go.
So we're here to pretty much give you a full recap here of Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final, and then eventually previewing Game 6 because there will be a Game 6. So, all right, Nick, let's get that timer going and let's break down Game 5.
All right, 10 minutes starting now. Go.
All righty. So starting things off, things got going pretty early as hopefully future Blackhawk Nazem Kadri nearly opened up the scoring on an extended delayed penalty, but great save by Vasilevsky. Is it just missed? But then former Blackhawks defenseman Jan Ruda scored on a slap shot, hit it about 95 miles an hour. Guys, about 4:37 left in the first. Was that a bad goal for Kemper?
Muffin.
Yeah.
Little bit of a muffin.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was it Panger? I think Ferraro. I'm sorry, wrong network. Ferraro was saying he was basically at the wall. I mean, he literally took a slap shot from the wall. It was a horrible angle. Kemper did not have a great game, and it all started with that first goal. So yeah, quite a softie in my opinion.
And you could see it too, like it just kind of hit like under the arm, sort of like almost off the hip, and you could like hear it on the replay, like it just goes straight through him and just thud right in the back of the net. So yeah, that's definitely one he's going to want back.
Well, at least the Avalanche tried to tie it up as quickly as possible, as McKinnon and Landeskog both had incredible chances at the end of the first period, but they couldn't beat Vasilevsky, and Tampa Bay went into the first period up 1-0. But playoff goat Valeri Nichushkin scored off the rebound off a really odd shot from Cale Makar with 14:53 to play in the second and tied things up at 1-1.
If you listen to the last overtime report, you're welcome. I called that one plus 190 for Nichushkin to score a goal. If the Avs are at home, he seems to be the guy who's getting a big goal. So if this does go 7, I would bet him again.
Just seems like Tampa's having a hard time containing him too. He's using the size really well. He's using the shot really well. And I mean, if he gets one more, like if he gets an overtime winner in Game 6 or possibly 7, is he going to win the Conn Smythe?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think he will, but I definitely think his name is thrown in the hat. I do think it's worth noting. This is what he was meant. This is kind of what he was portrayed to be when he came over to America. I mean, you talk about guys who come over from Russia, who play a little bit of Super League like Malkin or Kuznetsov. This guy was supposed to be playing at the level he's playing now. It didn't work out in Dallas. But now he's here. He's playing with good players, and you can see he's a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And especially if he does get that OT winner, he had double-digit goals. I'm assuming he probably has over 20 points at this point. So he might be a good dark horse bet for Conn Smythe. For those
definitely. Guy's about to get paid too.
Oh,
yeah, big free agent.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but another Russian got the scoring going later on as Nikita Kucherov responded just 3 minutes later on a 4-on-3 power play with a one-timer off the post as Tampa took a 2-1 lead with 11:50 to go in the second period.
Harry, you called this one in the group text last night. Spot on. Tampa went right on that power play, and I think you said that Kucherov was going to pound one in.
Yeah, it's that 4-on-3 was just a signal or just a big summary of what Tampa's done the last 3 seasons. I think him and Stamkos must have had 10 one-timers in under a minute between the two of them, snapping it around with the umbrella formation for the power play. And then obviously Kucherov from the point, he teased one up, and there it is. It was a hell of a power play by Tampa there.
Yes, it was. As later on in that period, a couple of sick chances for a couple of young defensemen as Bowen Byram and Cale Makar had really good chances on Vasilevsky, but both saved. But there was a little controversy with this one, a Makar's chance, because he thinks that the refs missed an obvious slashing call thank you to BR on Ice. They caught him saying that the refs were an effing joke.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't see him get upset like that all that much. And I think it just shows you, how driven he is and, how elevated things get when you're in this high pressure situation in the Stanley Cup final. And I think he's got a point. I mean, it was right on the hand. So
yeah, I didn't think Kale had a mean streak in him like that, but clearly when the cup is in the house, things change a little bit.
Yeah, well, at least he was able to get a bit of redemption with a little bit of puck luck, as Makar was able to tie the game after the shot hits off Vasilevsky and then hits off of Chernat's skate and into the net. The game would be tied. There's just a few minutes left in the second period.
Yep. And then obviously, spoiler alert, and I'll let you do this, but who could have predicted that this guy would score a big goal in the Stanley Cup Finals, right?
As there's a bit of a scoring drought, but Andre Palat, with his 11th goal of the playoffs, gets it through the 5-hole after it hit off the stick of Kemper, and Tampa took a 3-2 lead with just over 6.5 minutes left in that third period.
An absolute dagger. Of course, Palat gets it. He's played great all postseason. He ties his career postseason high in goals with 11. What more can you say? I mean, this guy's going to get a huge payday in free agency.
are like 9 of those 11 in the third period too.
Yeah, it feels like he scores like goal tying or game winning goals like all the time. It really is remarkable. So yeah, Tampa takes game 5 3-2. They shut down Colorado there at the end. We're taking this thing back to Tampa. Game 6 will be Sunday night in Tampa. Currently, we'll pull up the odds here real quick. We've got the over-under set at 6. We've got Tampa. That's basically a pick 'em. There's really no favorite. So, boys, what? Oh, and also Tampa now at this point, I think I said last episode they were plus 780 to win the series. That has now come down to plus 325 at this moment in time, being down 3-2. Nick, let me hear what you're thinking about game 6.
I can't not ride the hot hand. I feel like we had a big momentum shift last night. I think it started on that 4-on-3 power play. You just felt, Colorado not get desperate, but start to get a little bit frustrated. Things started to get a little bit chippy there, about 10 minutes into that game. But I don't know. I ride the hot hand. I think Tampa gets it done again at home. I think we're going to see 7. And that's not just because that's what I want.
Jay, what do you think?
First, I'll say, to those who watched the first overtime report, you're welcome. I did call Tampa in regulation for game 5. But it's so hard. I think I am going to go Tampa again, not just as a fan and want 7, but also because I picked the Avs in 7. So it'd be nice to be even more right. But it's just hard. Vasi probably had his best game of the series, 35 saves on the road. And some just intense saves. So I think we're getting basically Vezina, Goat, Vasi at this point, and that's gonna be trouble for Colorado, especially on the road.
Man, this is tricky. How much time do we have left? Just out of curiosity.
You got just over 2 minutes.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go Colorado. I think I am. I know Ferraro read it last night, but only one of the last 6 cup clinching games have been won at home. Most of them are on the road. I think there's something there. I think there's just something about, not having to worry about ticket sales for your family, who's coming to the game, texting 1,000 people, cups in the house, blah, blah, blah. I think when you're on the road, it's a much more business feel to it. And honestly, the bang for your buck, with how banged up Tampa Bay is, Colorado is probably the better team at this point. I think Colorado is going to get it done in 6. I know I said that last episode I was betting them for game 5 in regulation. That didn't work out, but I am going to say game 6, Colorado, regular money line, doesn't have to be regulation. It's a pick 'em. I think Colorado's going to win the cup.
Nice.
We'll
I've also heard there's been a ton of complaints from the Avs about the ice down there. So I'll be interested to see if that surfaces again for game 6.
Yeah. What I will say, over under, let's talk about this real quick. It's like there's clinching games. It just feels like that's going to be so tight checking. I would say the under is a phenomenal bet at 6.
I think the under is a great bet. I think if Tampa does win this game, look out, because there's only one other team to have ever come back from down 3-1 in a cup final, and it was the 1942 Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yep. We discussed that last episode, and it's a hell of a reminder for anyone out there listening. So that's our thoughts. We probably got 20 seconds real quick. Give me a
30
goal
on the dot.
Give me anytime goal scorer. Who you think?
Killorn finally comes through.
You think Killorn gets one?
Yeah. It's going to be like a greasy one too.
I'm going to go Nichushkin again. I think he'll finally get something going on the road.
I'm going to go JT Comfort.
I wouldn't be surprised if Mac gets one here too. He's just due.
Yeah. McKinnon, not Mac Vogel, just for clarification.
No, I mean, you never know. There's plenty of time. He could still get the call.
Exactly.
All right. I think that just about does it on our timer. Am I right on that? 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Guys, I'm loving this new overtime report. Quick, simple, to the point.
Only way I know how.
Any final notes before we wrap up here?
No.
I do want a game 7. I'm not rooting.
Everyone wants game 7.
Yeah, not rooting for Colorado, but I do think that they'll do it on the road, unfortunately. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Just a reminder, go check out www.emptybetters.com. We got all of our podcasts linked on there, social media platforms, sponsors, our shop. You can get our merch. Nick's got one of the hats on. We do have our podcasts come out once a week right now. It'll be like that pretty much all year until the first 2 rounds of the playoffs in 2023. And yeah, we were excited to be doing this little overtime report. And we will catch you in the next one, either previewing a game 7 or talking about how Colorado won the cup. So we'll see you then.